Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of our F1 My Team Career Mode. And today we are here with the Canadian Grand Prix over here in Montreal. We're actually going to drive out for a change, just so we can talk you through, like, basically we've done all of the practice programs other than what was the one that we didn't do? We didn't do the fuel management, but we've done everything else. We're going to be in for a good strat. We're very good around this circuit anyway. And also, the reason that I've done all the practice programs is because I put down the difficulty in practice down to, I think, 90. But for this race, we're back up, or race and qualifying, we're back up to 95. And I plan on going back up to 100 at some point, but I just need to get more used to driving this car. Because from now on, we're driving on full traction control. Because on a pad, you're just so much slower on even medium. So, fingers crossed we can do a good lap here today. And get ourselves to where we're expected to be in the top 5 is where the team are aiming today. We've got the car. We're good around this circuit. I don't see why we can't get top 5. I don't see why, personally, we can't get on the podium. Well, let's go. Let's see what lap we can do. It's not been the cleanest of laps, this one, but it should be enough to put us in a competitive position for like a banker lap. Got that corner slightly wrong, so obviously there's improvement there for the next lap. But this lap is going to do a 109.5, and actually we've gone P1. Well, last time I checked the order, Sergio Perez was on pole, provisional pole, so no idea how he's managed that. But Sergio Perez is currently on provisional pole. But let's see where we can put ourselves with this lap. We're just easing off a little bit. We're trying not to take too much out of the tyres before we start the lap. But let's go. Time to drive with some anger. We got some cars coming out the pits in front of us, which is a bit annoying. But we'll see. We'll see what this can do for us. You can stay on board with us for the entire lap. Try and ride as much curb through here as possible without trying to get a corner cut penalty, which we do a lot better through there this lap than we did last lap. Slightly wide through there, but purple first sector. Outbrake ourselves a little bit into that turn. We've got Mick Schumacher in front of us. Hopefully he moves out of the way as soon as possible. Or maybe just gives us a bit of a tow down the back straight. That wouldn't be bad neither. Took a little bit too much through there. Mick just gets out of the way beautifully after giving us a slight little tow. Green in the second sector. If we can go purple in the last sector again, we could be up the top. We've got the straight line speed in this car. It's a phenomenal car in a straight line. It's just not so good around the corners. We're not going to catch the car in front because they're about to start their flying laps and they're going to be fast now. Perfect last corner. We're nearly a second up. We are a second up when we come across the line. We go P1 for now. 108.4.
So far, well done.
Keep us on pole position at 108.4 we've just set. We're about to find out. Are we on pole position here in Montreal?
And with qualifying complete, let's review our top 3 today. Buchan, Hamilton and Sergio Perez. Goodbye for now then, but we're really just getting started. Make sure to join us again for Lights Out tomorrow.
Get in there! We're on pole for the Canadian Grand Prix here in Season 2. And I believe this will be the race where we decide whether we go up to 100 overall again. Because we're on 95, and I think maybe at the end of this race we'll go up to 100. Or maybe even for the race we'll go up to 100. I'll decide in a minute.
Work out there today. Let's have your thoughts. It's always good to qualify at the front, isn't it?
Yeah, it's always good to qualify at the front. Yes, I never get tired of that feeling.
Interesting result today. Would you say that you're happy with your performance?
I enjoyed myself out there.
Is there anything that you think gave you the edge over your rivals?
Definitely the power unit, it's a beast. Which is completely true.
Appreciate your time.
Be in with a good chance in the race.
He thinks he can call that a successful qualifying. We're on pole, you muppet. Right, we're going to go up to 100 overall, as you can see here. just going to confirm that. We're up to 100 overall for tomorrow's race, or today's race now. Fingers crossed we can hold on. But I believe we can at least get a podium. I don't think we'll win the race, because the AI will be a lot quicker than us in this race, because our car is really only maybe higher midfield. I wouldn't say it's challenging the top 3 cars so far, but we could maybe beat Red Bull on a good day. Mercedes and Ferrari are a little bit out of reach at the moment, but the fact we're on pole is an absolute miracle. And I'm over the moon with it. So let's see if we can cling on and be in the top 3 by the end.
We're back once again beside the St. Lawrence River here in Montreal for the Canadian Grand Prix. The event first moved to a variant of this track back in 1978. It was won by none other than Gilles Villeneuve, the first Canadian to ever win his home race, and in whose honour the circuit would be renamed. If you want flat-out racing, you've come to the right place this weekend, as it's full throttle for 59% of this 2.7-mile circuit, peaking at around 210 miles per hour going into the final chicane. But that speed requires discipline, and there are more than a few close walls here just waiting to punish drivers with a heavy right foot. Joining me for the Grand Prix once again is Anthony Davidson. Let me ask you about the new Racing Point driver. What do you make of their performance so far this season?
Well, the atmosphere within that team seems very positive at the moment. Everyone seems like they're in great spirits and having a lot of fun doing what they do, and that's definitely contributed to the performances we've seen.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Buchan lines up on pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Stroll, Alexander Albon, and Vettel, Sainz, Ricciardo, Bottas, and Max Verstappen, Schumacher, Ocon, Sergio Perez, and Norris, Russell, Magnussen, Roman Grosjean, and Kimi Raikkonen. Latifi, Kvyat, Gasly, they'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. And Antonio Giovinazzi starts from the back of the grid. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out. Then let's see who can prevail today.
After the points finish last race, let's aim to keep the momentum going.
Right, it's time to get into today's Grand Prix. Now, if we don't want to worry about tyre wear, we're on a 3-stop. But I want to go for the 2-stop, because a 3-stop realistically is going to put us absolutely nowhere. It says it's only 5 seconds slower, but I don't like that. So we're going to go 2-stop. We're going to go soft, medium, medium. And fingers crossed it's going to be good enough to give us today's at least podium. 5 red lights. And away we go here for the Canadian Grand Prix. We get a decent start off the line, and we maintain first place into the first corner. Mick Schumacher back here at the front, but I'm not overly confident that we can do that. We don't have the downforce, especially in this middle sector. It's just not where we're good. Struggling through that middle sector, and Lewis Hamilton's trying to make a move on us down the inside. Lewis Hamilton's still there. He's gone for the move. We turn into the corner, and Hamilton loses the back end and just causes an absolute pile-up behind him, including our teammate. A load of cars are stuck in this pile-up. Safety car has been brought out as well. That completely ruins our start to the race.
Slow down. Your delta is negative, which means you are too fast.
I'm thinking about pitting for a set of hards. Do we have a new set of hards? Nah. I think we're going to stick to our strategy and we'll stay out. I thought about it, but we're on the first lap of the race. We don't really want to box for a set of tyres at the start here when we got a new set already.
Okay, the safety car is coming in this lap. We'll be pacing the field in sector 3. Make sure to respect the delta until the safety car is in the pit lane.
And we're going to get the race back underway now. Really good restart from us. Hopefully we can get around this corner on the cold tyres. And we just about managed that. And we gap Leclerc to over 1 second already.
Green flag.
What a good restart that is from us. As long as we don't make any mistakes, we went a bit deep in there, which lost us a little bit of time.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums.
And yet again, another fastest lap of the race. We're in the 1:11.
This lap of the race. Keep this up. We're going to box this lap. Push hard on the in-lap.
Scheduled pit stops the end of this lap. But it depends how this in-lap is. I might pit this lap, I might not. I'm not sure at the moment. Because obviously we had those laps behind the safety car where we can preserve our tyres a little bit. First time all race we've been red through the first sector, we've been purple every lap so far. To be on the podium, but we could win this race today. Good entrance to the pits, and fingers crossed we get a good stop from our crew. As you can see on the side, Leclerc's just gone through lap.
Exit.
Good stop, 2.3 seconds, I'll take that. We're the first stop on the entire field.
Only one stop to go.
And hopefully we can come out and not struggle with the traffic. On the outside of the Alfa Toro, of Kvyat, and he kind of just got in our way slightly, but I think we can make these overtakes nice and easy once we get our tyres warm. AI is just so good around this turn. We haven't got the traction at all. Last thing we need is two cars in front of us battling. They're holding us up now. This is going to give Leclerc a chance. We're going for the dive on the TV. And we make that move.
Great manoeuvre. You made it look easy.
Let's see if we can get Kvyat immediately. With the overtake, the rich mix, and the DRS, it's going to be a nice easy overtake.
Nick is in the pits. Nick in the pits.
Made that move, and we're back in the P9, and a load of people in the pits. Leclerc's in, we're miles ahead of Leclerc. Absolutely miles ahead. As you can see, Leclerc's just come out the stop, and we've already gone past at this point. We're nearly in turn 3. He is still just going along. We're miles ahead. Just got on the throttle a little bit too early through this turn, and just lost the back end. Managed to... Leclerc is back here, behind the Red Bull, and he's got a lot of traffic in his way. We've just got so much pace here today. We're biding our time for a DRS straight. Probably won't be this one, because we're not so good on the exit off this turn. It'll be the main one. We lost all of the grip there, but we need to pass Kimi soon, really, so we don't affect our tyre wear. But he's in a rocket ship of an Alfa Romeo, which is another problem. His car is so quick in a straight line. So we need a really good run off this hairpin. And we get it. We're going to get Kimi here. Nice, easy overtake. This is a very, very easy overtake. Just get in his slipstream, use the overtake, use the rich, use DRS. And it was just a very, very comfortable pass. That's a very good lap. Fastest lap of the race again.
That was the fastest lap of the race so far.
We are absolutely miles ahead of the next car, which is Ricardo, as we come around the final turn. We get a bit of a slide on there, luckily to keep that away from the World of Champions. Fastest again, actually, despite the slide on that lap. 1:11.8. So Mick Schumacher's back here in 12th place behind the McLaren. But then Leclerc, who's our nearest battler beforehand, is in 10th. I think we went into a little bit of autopilot here and we've just hit the wall. As you can see, we just lost control. Coming around here, just completely lost the back end, tried to fight it, couldn't slow down the car in time. Let's have a look at what damage that's caused. To be fair, out of the front wing. It's this side, right? Yes, took the whole end plate off. And I believe that means we're going to have to pit. They want us to go to a free stop with soft and mediums. I think we've got the pace to make that work. But I think I'm going to stay out.
Copy that.
I'm just going to risk it for a lap or two here to see what kind of pace we've got. We're going to still go in onto them. We're going to box this lap for the mediums. And we'll repair the damage as well. We need to do it. It's a stupid mistake that we made.
Okay, take it easy on the car. We can't sustain this level of damage.
Right, we're into the pits. Let's get this front wing changed. Got our front wing changed and out we come. We're looking at Mercedes pit crew for some reason, but we just stay in front of Ricardo. Determined to make up the time we've lost. Couple cars in the pits. Hamilton, Perez. Is that it? No Gasly. I thought Leclerc might have been in, but he's not in yet. Might have forced ourselves onto a 3-stop here. Considering how early we had to pit to get the other mediums on.
And see what you can do.
Stroll's pitted, and it completely put us off into the chicane because we was watching him for our braking zone. But it's okay, we get past him. We didn't get a penalty or anything, so that's good as well. Ricardo goes fastest. You might notice we've got the race and line on for corners, but that is only just for a little bit of, well, it's not really to help me because I don't really use it. I use the cars in front or the brake boards. It's just for a bit of assistance in case I just lose focus. It's really just to keep me concentrating. It's a guideline, really. Don't get a very good run off that turn there. We were doing a very, very good lap until that. But Gasly's going to probably stay in front of us till the chicane. Oh, he just put us right off. Same thing that happened last lap with Stroll. Gasly went to pit, completely sent us off line there because we was basing him on our brake zone. Mick's in the pits right in front of us. You can just see him diving in.
Mick is in the pits. Mick in the pits.
But we're back into P1 as well. Leclerc's in. Fastest lap of the race for us. Another fastest lap of the race. 1:11.5. Perfect last corner there. Couldn't have got that any better. which brings us down into the 110s. 110.8. What a lap!
The car behind has started to drop back. There's a gap beginning to form.
Mick's just motoring along back here behind the racing point car. Go back to our PO. We lost the back end through here. Yeah, we did slightly. Keeping us honest throughout this race. Been a very comfortable final strategy of this race.
This is your final lap of the race.
I say strategy, final stint I meant. It's been a very comfortable one, to be honest. We've just been pulling away bit by bit on Ricciardo. Our tyres have lasted. I don't know why they wanted us to do a 3. Because if you look at the tyre wear, 50 is the highest. Never had to do a 3 stop here. I'm glad I went for the second set of mediums.
There's only 1 lap of fuel remaining.
Early bit of celebration because we got this one in the bag. As long as we keep it out of the barriers. Over the moon with today's race. We've been absolutely fantastic. We've barely put a foot wrong. Obviously we hit the wall earlier. We had the collision where Hamilton rammed us for some unknown reason. But other than that, we've been absolutely fantastic. We've barely put a foot wrong. And we're going to come around the final chicane, avoid the Wall of Champions, take it nice and easy, and win here in Canada. Get in there, what a result.
Nice work, that's P1. Race win, well done.
Here we are then, a real team effort to overcome their rivals for a memorable win here today. Anthony Davidson, what helped them deliver this result, do you think?
It was a question of right place, right time today. We were looking at an entirely different race before the safety car came out, but they were able to take full advantage after the field had been bunched up.
Here comes your top 3 making their way down to the podium for what can only be described as a fantastic day for Formula One. Let's see how the driver standings have changed. More points for Valtteri Bottas, further solidifying his lead at the top of the table. Some amazing talent out on the track today, but Anthony, who would you pick as your driver of the day?
Well, you can't fault anything that Sergio Perez did out on the track today. He drove flawlessly, making him an easy pick.
Let's move on to the constructors. Another team that excelled today was Williams, who make further progress up the table. I'm equal parts exhausted and elated with this weekend of Formula One. Be sure to join us for the next one.
Well, as you can see, we win the race. We get the fastest lap of the race as well by 0.6 of a second, which is absolutely unbelievable on 100 difficulty. Mick Schumacher, down here in 11th place, it's still not got a point. He missed out by 0.4 of a second there after we win the race. I need to look at the standards. I can't remember if he's actually picked up a point all season. No. It's getting to the point now where if he does not start collecting points, he's losing his job. Because realistically, we need 2 good drivers. We're picking up some points. Our car's good enough to be in the top 5. And he's down in 11th place. If he's lucky, he's getting no points. So he needs to pick up some points if he wants to have a chance of keeping his job. Although I do want to keep him. But he does need to improve. How Mick gained all that time at the start of this race. I'm very, very curious. I know he gained position on Hamilton. But he managed to get alongside the Renault there. Goes down the inside. So far has done nothing special. He could have gone around the outside of a couple cars already, but his awareness isn't great. yet to make any sort of overtake. Loses the position to the Renault, but he seems to somehow get himself up into P6. So unless he benefits off the back of Hamilton, I don't understand how he does all these positions. But also, guys, I'm going to end the episode looking at this, and this is how we'll probably be ending episodes in the future. So, I hope you guys have enjoyed today's episode. If you are new around here, subscribe for more. If you enjoyed this, leave a like. I've been Chris12 LFC, and I will see you later.